We used to have a happy family. I was born in the city of Balchik in Bulgaria. Our home was in the middle of the forest, an inheritance from my grandparents. I was a fearless child. I would wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and play outside with the neighborhood kids until 9 o'clock in the evening. Our favorite game was hide and seek. During the summer evenings, we would gather around 9 p.m. to play hide and seek in the dark. I loved the darkness, and playing in the woods at night brought me great joy. Even though it was a bit scary, I would hide in the forest, waiting for others to find me. Imagine which child would hide in the woods in the middle of the night. I guess I was a bit fearless, or at least thought I was. Every evening, we played this game, and I would comfortably return home. Until one night, while playing hide and seek at 9 p.m., something strange happened. Our house had a large area next to it where we dumped our garbage, since there were no garbage bins in our area. It was a neglected place, and the government didn't pay much attention to it. That night, I had a strange feeling inside me. I didn't know exactly what it was, but it felt odd. I had never felt like this before. When we started playing hide and seek, I found myself diving deep into the forest, leaning against the roots of a tree, waiting for someone to find me. Then, I heard a whisper, "Look behind you." I didn't understand what was happening. I thought maybe a friend was playing a prank on me. I shouted, "I see you, come out." Even though I didn't see anyone, I had expected them to come out. Then, I noticed something strange. I couldn't hear my friends' voices anymore. At first, I thought they had given up on the game, and I decided to leave the forest and look for them. But I couldn't get out. I walked, and the path seemed endless. I started walking faster, but the path didn't end. Then I ran, but still couldn't get out. I thought I was lost. My breath was heavy, and I couldn't control it. My heart felt like it was about to burst. I tried to open my mouth, but it felt heavy, and I couldn't speak. I realized I couldn't hear my friends, and I gave up on the game, trying to find my way back home. However, I heard another whisper, "Look behind you." But this time, it felt like it was right next to my ear. I turned around, and I saw him. A tall, black figure with no visible face. At that moment, I truly understood what fear was. I was speechless. I couldn't control my breath. My heart was pounding, and I tried to speak, but I couldn't. I stood there for what felt like 15 seconds, just staring at him. Then, he started walking towards me, and I stumbled backward. He advanced slowly, and even though I took 5 steps for every one of his, he was always in front of me. After staring at each other for what felt like an eternity, he suddenly started running towards me, and I ran in the opposite direction. I felt like I couldn't escape. I thought I was lost forever. I eventually collapsed, crying on the ground. My only fear was not being able to see my family again, and them scolding me. Then, I heard another whisper, "Look behind you." But this time, my lips were split in half. My father immediately rushed me to the hospital to stitch my lips. The doctors were clueless about what happened, and my family had no idea. My father explained it as an accident, and they decided to keep it a secret. They took me to a healer who chanted prayers, gave me an amulet, and blessed me with water to protect me from evil spirits. My family did everything to make me forget. 3 months later, I could finally speak, but the happy, fearless child was gone, replaced by a scared one who couldn't even step outside. My family tried to help me forget, buying me gifts to distract me. I loved playing the guitar, and my father struggled, but managed to buy me a small guitar to play at home. It became a way for me to escape and forget about the haunting memories. However, the nightmares persisted. This went on for some time, but financial difficulties started to arise. My parents, despite my fear, insisted that I overcome it and be brave. One day, my father told me to be courageous and face my fears, emphasizing the responsibility he had to provide for our family. Reluctantly, I agreed, pretending not to be scared anymore. The next day, when I woke up, the house was empty. I found a note from my parents, saying they had gone to work and would be back soon. I stayed at home, playing my guitar, trying to distract myself. The phone rang, and I answered it. A woman from Germany claimed to be my Aunt Hatis, and said she was at the bus station in Balchik. She wanted to visit and have a cup of tea with my mother. I agreed, thinking it would be a pleasant surprise for my mother. However, when my supposed aunt arrived, it turned out to be a woman my mother claimed had died when I was a baby. Confused and scared, I called my mother, and she was shocked, saying that my aunt had indeed passed away. I was left bewildered, realizing that the woman who had visited was an imposter. My mother rushed home, and we searched the house for any signs of theft, but nothing was missing. Then, my mother took out the family photo album and, with tear-filled eyes, pointed to a man holding a cane. It was my grandfather. She explained that he had passed away in the village, and I had never seen him. Now, at 21 years old, I still can't forget the fear and confusion that haunted my childhood. Writing this brings back the memories, and even now, I realize that I am no longer the brave child I used to be.